We don't need Ben Simmons to come in a game and give you 30 points. That's not at all what we need. Ben Simmons has to find a role, but that role can be something as simple as cleanup man. That role can be as simple as an enforcer on offense and defense, similar to what we see from Draymond Green. He can't shoot. Why not just play hard and bring some sort of integrity to the jersey that you have on? Because right now he's a decoy. He's
now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. The best sports podcast there is, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. What's going on, everybody? Man, I'm so happy to get the show started. I know I wasn't able to get this episode out and get these other episodes out earlier in the week, but the problem was I either have a root canal, I still need to get it checked out, either a root canal or a wisdom tooth coming in, and man, the pain was killing me. It was just no way. Y'all was gonna get some horrible content, and I'm not with the horrible content delivering. So no, I couldn't do it. But it's so much better now. It's a little bit better. Still a little bit of pain, but I'm not gonna bore you with the excitement thing here. And the exciting thing about here is that the NBA is finally back. Right? The NBA is finally back. Thank you. And I was watching the Clippers and the Lakers game the other day, and I came to a conclusion. I really thought of it to myself, and I'm like, yo, okay, all right. First off, there's absolutely no way in hell this current roster team for the Lakers is going to do anything. This Lakers team is going to be completely different by Christmas. I'm convinced the Lakers will have a completely new roster by Christmas because the game plan just does not make any sense right now. Like, I get the whole thing of filling or finding Anthony Davis and getting Anthony Davis the ball, running the offense through Anthony Davis. But this just makes no sense if he has no other shooters to help him out. Now, Bron, he's excluded. We'll give Bron a pass because it's LeBron James. He can do it all. He can shoot, he can distribute, he can create opportunity for others as well. But even with him, who is he going to help get open if they're not going to knock down an open shot? I mean, Pat Bev and Russell Westbrook shot 1 for 18 last night. Not even just from the three-point line. In general, 1 for 18. Kendrick Nunn as well. I'm a fan, but he shot 0 for 7. Like, they got to do better. And it just does not make any sense from the way this offense is constructed, because you look at any team that LeBron has actually won with in terms of having some sort of success, he's always had shooters. Always. No matter who's it's been with. Whether it was Kyle Korver, Ray Allen, James Jones, Eddie House even. Like, he's always had some sort of shooters to help him go far and win a championship. Danny Green in the most recent one. But this Lakers roster has none of that. So that's one of the things that confuses me. And another thing here with the Lakers too is that, okay, I get that we called them old. We teased the Lakers. We called them old for damn near all season last year. But they traded the older guys, got rid of some of them, and brought in some young talent, young role players to fill this void. But here's the thing about that. I get what you're trying to do logically. Like, I get, okay, we need younger talent. We need some young guys. But here's my thing. You don't just bring in any type of young guys. The young guys they brought in, obviously, they're great basketball players because they're on a professional level. But they are not the type of guys that are going to be 8th and 9th man, 7th and 6th type of man. No, not on any winning roster in the NBA. That's just not going to happen. But with the Lakers, they took 10th through 12 type of guards or 10th through 12 type of men, bench riders, those back end guys, those team roster fillers to make them 6th and 7th men. Like, that's just not going to work. It's not going to work with the Lakers because you stick those same guys on any other team, they're probably not even going to see the floor, truth be told. And that's my whole thing with the Lakers. They got these guys. They brought in the young guys, but the young guys are most likely they're just stat fillers. They're roster fillers rather than guys who are actually going to come in and make an immediate impact on the game by contributing in a healthy way. So this Lakers team, it's doomed. It's doomed, honestly. I really think they are going to have a completely different team, especially if they care about winning and winning a championship as they've been desiring and as they've been talking about. So with this Lakers team, it's a wrap for them. It's absolutely a wrap. But look, we got so much more coming up, man. This is just the start. The Brooklyn Nets, Steve Nash, he's in the hot seat. I got to let you hear my mind about Steve Nash because he's definitely in a hot seat. And my week 6 predictions in the NFL, we got some NFL coming up later along with some news. My NFL week 6 predictions went in shambles. So you got to hear about how I got to recover in week 7. I'm definitely going to improve. But until then, man, Steve Nash is in a hot seat and that's coming up next. So we will be right back to touch on them sloppy Brooklyn Nets.
Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Now, let's get into it. I talked about how Steve Nash is in a hot seat. Absolutely. His seat is cooking up right now. Because I know it's early on in the season. First off, I meant to say that too with the Lakers because I'm sure, some smart mouth is going to think to themselves, oh, yeah, well, this is only game 2 or it's only this game, whatever. I get that. But that Lakers stuff, that's been going on for a long time. And even the same thing with the Brooklyn Nets. This has been going on since the offseason and what I've been witnessing with the Nets because we gave them so many passes last year. Let's not forget, man. I love Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant as basketball players and as scorers and what they can bring to the game. So I'm all for the Brooklyn Nets having some sort of success. But my thing, we done gave them so many passes. We gave them a pass last year. We gave them a pass the year before that. Okay, COVID, okay, chemistry, all of that stuff. They don't have the team to do it. People were hurt, whatever, all of that stuff. But none of those excuses are valid anymore. When we talk about this roster and what they have to change this year, so far they've changed nothing. I still don't see Kevin Durant and Kyrie in a free-flowing offense. Credit to Steve Nash. That's his fault. And I'm wondering why I don't see Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving being set up for easy buckets so far, being able to come off screens with easy looks, being able to give other players and other teammates that's on the floor with them involved in the game to get them easy buckets just for the fact that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are going to have so much pressure focused on them. We seen what happened last year when the boys got swept against them Celtics. They got swept because Kyrie and Kevin Durant got so much pressure on them that they didn't know what to do. And then the role guys was just flustered as well. So this is what I say. You got to have some sort of offensive system to help them out. And now you incorporate Ben Simmons, who's damn near a cone, as Pat Beverly be saying, and damn near just a decoy because he's not going to do anything on the offensive end, but I'm not expecting him to. Hear me out. We don't need Ben Simmons to come in a game and give you 30 points. That's not at all what we need. Ben Simmons has to find a role, but that role can be something as simple as cleanup man. That role can be as simple as an enforcer on offense and defense, similar to what we see from Draymond Green. He can't shoot. Why not just play hard and bring some sort of integrity to the jersey that you have on? Because right now he's a decoy. He's with his boys. He looks tough. You see his name on the stat sheet and you go, ooh, okay. That's a tough one right there. Okay, we got to figure something out. And then you go talk to him and then he's like, no, you ain't even got to figure nothing out, bro. I'm going to let you right in. Like you straight. You good. Don't worry about nothing. It ain't no resistance, nothing. He's backpedaling. And my thing is, if he's not going to do anything on offense, at least allow him to have a distinct role on defense because the team still lacks identity on defense. And my thing is, you won't win ball games by not playing defense. It's just not going to happen, man. So they got to figure something out with this Ben Simmons thing and ultimately, too, just as a whole, as a unit. So I'm kind of concerned about the Brooklyn Nets only because I didn't see any changes at all from what I've seen. And again, that's credit to Steve Nash. That's on Steve Nash right there. He's got to get this team together. He's got the team to do it. And I know there's injuries and stuff in there, but he's got the team to do it to make something shake. So why not actually get to cooking something up and construct the game plan, construct the defensive game plan, and let's make it work. So we'll be right back, man. We got some football. We'll cut into some news when we come right back with the NFL. But we do have more about Christian McCaffrey, Dak Prescott, all coming up. So stay tuned and we will be right back. All right, let's get into the news for the run. Kicking it off with the Panthers. The Panthers have traded their star running back, Christian McCaffrey, to the 49ers for 3 draft picks. What a trade from the 49ers and the Carolina Panthers. That's going to be huge. We'll touch on that in a sec. But the Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa will be making his return to the field this week in week 7 after suffering a serious concussion where he absolutely should not have been playing. So congratulations to Tua Tagovailoa finally making his return. He's not the only one, though. Dak Prescott will be making his return with the Dallas Cowboys at a starting position in quarterback after injury with his thumb against the Detroit Lions at home in Dallas. So this is going to go down. Dak Prescott finally has his spot back. There was a lot of fuss and there was a lot of talk about Cooper Rush maybe attaining the position for good. But now we see that Dak Prescott is making his return right where he belongs in the starting lineup. And they followed out the plan that I said should have happened anyway, as let Cooper Rush play against Philly. And then once he plays against Philly, win or lose, either way, you got Dak Prescott there to return if needed. So that's exactly what they did. But look, I got some news of my own, because I don't know if you know this, but my Atlanta Falcons, we are going to win this division. I'm 100% confident we are going to win this division in the NFC South. I know this is a surprise, whatever. Talking trash, we ain't the best team, but neither is anybody else in our division, which is why I say we are 100% going to win this division. Because look, you look at the Saints, okay, we lost opening night to the New Orleans Saints. It was by 1 point, whatever. I'm not even hurt about it. I don't see consistency within the Saints. I damn sure ain't worried about the Carolina Panthers right now. So I have that under control. I'm very confident that we can beat the Carolina Panthers if we play them. And my Atlanta Falcons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when we went against those boys, we damn near got robbed. I'm not going to lie to you. Because we could have got another opportunity to win the game, but it was a bad roughing the passer call. But all I'm saying here, to get to the overall point is, we're not significantly better. We're not significantly worse than these other teams in our division. When you look at the Buccaneers, you look at the Saints, really the only competition. I'm not worried about the Panthers at all. Those two teams are right there where we are. They're borderline even with us. Because the Saints are not consistent. We're not consistent offensive and defensively. Tampa Bay Buccaneers has been having some struggles in terms of consistency as well. So I look at this and I say, shit, why not? Why wouldn't we win? Why wouldn't we win? I mean, especially the way we looked last week against the 49ers. That's a top 5 defense, and we won that game. So I'm all for it. And this is my humble opinion here. I'll say this is my humble opinion. We are 100% going to win that division. My Atlanta Falcons is going to win that division. And then, look, let's transition too, because the 49ers, they got to mix up too. And we'll touch right on our predictions right after this 49ers thing. But they got Christian McCaffrey now. They still got a top 5 defense. Hell of an offense. You got Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel you got to worry about. And the thing with Christian McCaffrey, you don't just have to worry about him running the ball. He can catch the ball. If they really wanted to, they can throw Christian McCaffrey as slot, put him in the backfield. They can have him run routes. He can really do it all, as we all know. And same with Deebo Samuel. He can really do it all as well. Put him in the backfield, put him at slot, put him on the edge if you really want to. And then you can play around with so many parts of the offense now when you have these guys who are so elusive and so dangerous in the open field. So I'm looking forward to seeing the 49ers. This changes the game for them a lot, and this definitely helps Jimmy Garoppolo prove any case of being a solid quarterback again and just being stable at that quarterback position, truth be told. But look, man, hey, those are my humble opinions. I'll tell you that much. But let's jump into something much greater, because I have to improve. I have some work to do here. I'm a little riled up now. I done got excited because I'm ready to, it's redemption week for me. It's redemption week. 6 for 8. And we were 6 6-8 last week with our predictions, which is piss poor terrible. I'm not tolerating that. I settle for nothing less than greatness when I put these predictions in and I lock them in and I get on this microphone and I record my opinion on these predictions. No, they are not parlay suggestions. No, they are not betting suggestions. None of that. Gotta say that first. Don't think I'm making these bets for you to go place a bet on FanDuel or DraftKings, whatever you use. No, these are not parlay suggestions. But I'm always right about my picks. And damn it, last week I was wrong. So let's do it. Because right now, kicking it off, we got the Atlanta Falcons playing the Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, I have them winning this ball game. And as much trash as I just talked about my Atlanta Falcons, I mean, I hope I'm wrong in this Bengals pick, because anytime I don't pick the Atlanta Falcons, I don't mind being wrong if we come out on top. So, but I think the Bengals are going to win this game, man. Again, we are consistent. Just being a realist about the situation, we are pretty inconsistent in terms of getting the job done with the Atlanta Falcons. Our offense isn't there. Our defense isn't there, even though we beat a top 5 defense last week. But the Bengals, they're going to be tough to stop, and they are in Cincinnati. So I'm going with the Bengals to win this ball game here. Now, the Detroit Lions play the Dallas Cowboys, and Dak Prescott returns in Dallas against the Lions. The Lions, they had a couple weeks to prepare for this game now. So that does emphasize something, and it changes the perspective of this a little bit. I think they're going to come out and fight, even though Dallas defense is impeccable so far, more specifically their defensive line. But I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys to win this game, because Dak Prescott truthfully doesn't even have to play good to win this ball game. As long as he does the simple things of getting the snap right, handing the ball to the running back correctly, and making these short connections on passes, they're going to be in good standing, because his defense is going to damn near win this ball game for him, and the run game can win this ball game for him as well. But Dak Prescott, I'm sure he's going to try and fling it up in the air as well against this Lions defense. So I'm looking forward to the Cowboys winning this ball game over the Detroit Lions. Now we have the Colts and the Titans. Not going to spend too much time on this. The Titans are going to win this ball game. I'm not believing in the Colts at all. They're not a good football team this year. The Packers and the Commanders, I got the Packers winning this game, even though I've said that over the past few weeks. Now, they're coming off a 2-game losing streak, and the Commanders, they're not the best team. So this is literally one of the best chances they have at breaking this streak. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to lose 3 games straight, man. They got to get it together. Their team is not horrible, but obviously there's been some consistency issues, just like there's been with many other teams in the league so far. But I got the Packers winning this game over the Commanders for sure. Now, the Buccaneers and the Panthers, not going to spend too much time on this game as well. The Buccaneers are going to beat the Panthers. I have absolutely no faith in the Panthers. And we have the Giants and the Jaguars. Then we're going to move to the Browns and the Ravens, and we'll take a break before the Jets and the Broncos. But for the Giants and the Jaguars, I got the Giants winning this game. Even though I think it's going to be close, I think the Giants are going to pull it off. I have seen glimpses of consistency offensively and defensively from this team here. So I'm going to pick the Giants to win this ball game. They got a great ground game, and they can put the ball in the air as well. I do think Jaguars may make it a fight because they'll be at home in Jacksonville. But ultimately, I have the Giants finishing this game on top over the Jaguars. Now, for the Browns and the Ravens, this is a divisional matchup, and I'm going with the Ravens here. This is a bounce back here for the Ravens. I think they will win this ball game. They are at home as well. And the Browns, I don't think they may make it a game, but it's not going to be too much back and forth between these teams here. I'd be very surprised personally, but I'm picking the Ravens to win this ball game. And then for the Jets and the Broncos, you already know. I said we're going to take a break, but this Broncos team, they've been pissing me off, as you know. If you've been listening consistently so far through the NFL, you know the Broncos ain't been my favorite at all. But we're going to take a quick break, and you're going to see if I'm actually picking them or not this week. So we will be right back, and then we'll keep going with the Jets and the Broncos. All right, let's do it, man. The Jets and the Broncos. I'm going with the Jets easily. The Broncos, I've lost so much confidence in the Broncos up to this point in week 7. They've probably been one of the most disappointing teams in the NFL so far outside of them Raiders. Let's not forget them. But the Broncos have been extremely bad when they have a roster that stacks up and looks so well on paper. And this is why I always say paper does not translate to on field or on court, because you have to actually play the game. If it was a paper contest, the teams would not play. But the Broncos, I've lost faith in Russell Wilson. I've lost faith in Nathaniel Hackett. I've lost faith in the defense, in the offense, and the organization. I'm disappointed in the Denver Broncos, which is why I'm picking the New York Jets to win this ball game here. Even though the game is in Denver, I just feel like with the mistakes the Broncos have made all the way up to this point in week 7, they are going to continue to find ways to lose ball games. They're going to continue to find ways to give the teams other opportunities to stay in the game and ultimately win the game. So we're going with the New York Jets to win this ball game here against the Denver Broncos. Now let's move to the Texans and the Raiders. The Raiders, again, another disappointing team here. But I think the Raiders are going to win this matchup just for the fact that they're better than the Texans. I have them; they're much better than the Texans to me. So I'm going with the Raiders to win this. This is an easy pick. The Chiefs and the 49ers. I have the Chiefs winning this game. Big news with the 49ers. I haven't read anything yet about Christian McCaffrey making his debut with the 49ers on Sunday, but ultimately I know it's coming. It's going to help the 49ers well off in the future. It's going to definitely help propel them to the next level of tiers in this game, but I'm going with the Chiefs to win this ball game here. Chiefs are a solid team. They're still the Chiefs. They're still a dominant team, so picking the Chiefs to win this ball game. We have the Steelers and the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa is returning. The Dolphins, they get their starting quarterback back, and they're playing the Steelers, so this is a perfect week to do it. And I know the Steelers, they upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. Buccaneers have issues of their own right now, and I highly doubt that that's going to happen against the Miami Dolphins. Therefore, I'm picking the Miami Dolphins to win this ball game. And then now we look at Monday Night Football here. I wish there was a better matchup for the last game of the week in Week 7. The Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots to win this ball game easily just because they've been out coaching the hell out of people, man. From what I see, it shows that they have been preparing week after week vividly and beating teams based on just the coaching, because they don't wow you with personnel. They don't wow you with quarterback play, running back play. They don't wow you with any of those type of things. It's just they're limiting their mistakes and they're making in-game adjustments that's helping them out and ultimately keeping them in position to stay in striking distance and win the ball game. So I'm going with the New England Patriots to win this ball game here for Monday Night Football. And all right, that is all that we have for you in today's show. I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me today. Hey, be sure to send this to a friend, a brother, a cousin, a sister, an uncle, a neighbor, a coworker, whoever you're friends with. I'm sure they're not going to mind. Just say, hey, check this out. I think this guy's podcast is pretty cool. You should check it out. He talked about your team. He said they were going to lose, and I think they're going to lose too. You can send a message just like that. But anyway, hey, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Run Podcast. Follow my personal page as well at I am Manny Wilson. And hey, check out therunusa.com. The podcasts are up there on therunusa.com. We're going to have articles up there as well. So be sure to check it out, see how the page is looking. We have our voicemail number on there as well. So if you ever feel like you need to call into the podcast, leave a quick voicemail. Just let us know how you're feeling. Well, maybe it was something I said about your team that you disliked. Maybe it was something that you were thinking and you said, hey, you've been thinking about it this way, but you need to hear my perspective of this way. Go ahead, get involved in the show, say exactly what you feel, and we're going to air it live on the show on the next recording date. But anyway, man, hey, we will be back later on next week, and so on and so on and so on.